everyone. Welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. My name is John.
And I'm Faith.
Yep, Faith's back this week. If you guys are new to the channel, you don't know who Faith is the luckiest person in the world. She won the John Keefe sweepstakes many years ago, scooped me off my feet, and we are married. Right, Faith?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So this is the weekly show where me and Faith, or whoever is co-hosting with me, we meet here. We talk about all of our favorite things in the worlds of physical media, film, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about for about an hour. And Faith actually has a new topic she wants to talk about, but we always like to start the show off every single week with the news. And there wasn't too much news this week, Faith. Some little stuff announced for physical media. One thing you'll be really excited about is Clerks 1, 2, and 3.
Awesome.
Coming to Blu-ray in a small, cool-looking quick stop package.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like a nice little collector's piece. The only problem is I already have Clerks.
So you're not going to get it now.
I might get it.
No.
Even though I already have Clerks. I don't have Clerks 2 on Blu-ray.
There's no reason to get it.
I don't know.
It looks cool, that's cool, but no.
Yeah. No, you're right. I don't know. I think I need to get it.
No, you're right. I don't know. I think I need to get it. You see the gaslighting here?
Yeah, you're right. But that was something that got announced. Also, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 coming to 4K and 4K Steelbook on October 10th.
Okay, good movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie, right? It underwhelmed at the box office because Tom Cruise, Paramount, Christopher McQuarrie, they decided that they wanted to hold their position 1 week, 10 days before Oppenheimer and Barbie came out, and it just took all the wind out of Dead Reckoning sales, which is unfortunate because that movie was great and it deserved to make more money, and I feel like now it's kind of looked at as a box office failure, but with physical media, it'll be coming, and we'll be excited to get it, and I'm sure it's going to be a great test for the home theater, so I can't wait to definitely check that one out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it again. It was great.
Yeah, it was a great one. So that's October 10th. Another thing that got announced, and you'll love this one. So Disney announced that they are going to be putting out a 100-disc set for their 100th anniversary that has all Disney animation and Pixar films in it on Blu-ray. Not 4K, just on Blu-ray.
Okay, now what is that?
It's 100 discs, so it's like just all
Like
Disney. I don't think it's every single one of them, but like most
probably
of
the big ones.
Well, 100 of them, but between probably all of Pixar. I didn't look at the full list of films, to be honest with you. But, I'm sure it'll have Cinderella, Snow White, all the, everything.
Like Mary Poppins and stuff?
That's not animated. It's only animated films.
Only animated films. She didn't say that.
Disney Animation and Pixar. So all that stuff is going to be in there. Now, here's the kicker. It's 100 discs. How much would you guess that would cost?
I think a doozy. I would say 300.
Wrong! 300.
Yeah.
1,500 is what they're charging for that. Wow. Yeah. Now 500, I would have said that's fair, and it does have beautiful.
I went low. I will.
Oh, you totally lowballed them.
Yeah.
They will not accept 1/5. If you call it Mr. Mouse, he is not going to take that. So, and I've just been getting really annoyed with how Disney and Warner Brothers and all of these studios are just the way that they speak. This past week, we had Warner Brothers, one of their execs, come out and say that we gave people Max for a really low price out of the gate, a lot of quality stuff, and we're not getting. Basically, what he said, I'm paraphrasing here, is that we're not recouping the benefits of that they're giving to us. And basically, he's saying is he's not charging enough for us.
I don't pay for that one. How much is it?
Max is $20 a month.
$20.
And
for one app.
Yeah.
So come on.
Yeah, he said that one is.
And how many people have Max? Come on.
And Max is great. That's one of my favorite. I love TCM is on there, Studio Ghibli. Now you get Discovery, CNN, all that stuff is on there. Plus regular HBO shows, including The Wire, The Sopranos. Yeah, HBO. Well, now it's just Max. Is probably the best streaming service, but. Do you see what's going on in this world? Can you not read a room? Everything is up.
And
everything
me and you
costs
have no problem cutting them off. We did Disney.
We did Disney Plus, yeah. Once they announced their price hike, that was another thing. It's like, okay, well, you just don't get it. And then that leads back into this. $1,500. Yes, it's 100 discs, but for the most part, you can see my shelf, Faith, I have a lot of Disney animated films, so there's no point in that. So who is this for? Because if it's not for the collector, unless it's somebody who really likes that unique packaging that's exclusive to that, but you're not getting new scans, you're not getting 4Ks, you're just getting old Blu-ray that already are out and exist in the world, and for most people they're not going to start a whole new collection and spend $1,500, so I don't get what the purpose is. Maybe it's just a marketing tactic for Disney. I'm not sure. I don't get it.
Because I think people people are really annoyed with them lately, especially since the strike's going on.
Yeah.
I think people are really annoyed with them. So I think they're trying to do something to kind of
Deflect?
to deflect, yeah. Because, you know, we don't go political, but this is ridiculous.
I know. Well,
you don't want to pay your people that work for you, but you want us to pay you more.
yeah, well, that's
How
always,
does this work?
Well, that's always how the structure works. Like, they laid off 7,000 employees, Disney, and I think it might even have been more than that. I'm not 100% sure of the amount. But, like, they laid all those people off, the same week that they announced that they were inking Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, to a new deal that pays him $27 million. So it's like, you have money to pay one person that much money, but you're willing to let 7,000 people go whose salaries probably don't equal one year of that guy's salary.
Yep.
But that's just corporate America, corporate greed for you. So it's just really unfortunate. So that was really it as far as the news goes. There really wasn't too much that was announced this week. Last week we had a lot of the big announcements. So this week we're just going to dive right into the rest of the show, and you have a new topic that you wanted to discuss.
So it's called This and That.
Okay.
So we're gonna, talk about which things we like better. So some weeks we're gonna do movies, some weeks we'll do shows, some weeks we'll do food. And with those foods, we can maybe buy the foods,
and try it on air.
Just anything.
Yeah, we want to make this show more entertaining for you guys, and we want Faith to have fun on the show.
Yes, I love movies, don't get me wrong, but that is not my forte. Like, it's John's forte. I love TV shows. I have my own interests, but I'm here to support him. And
I want Faith to do her own show where she reviews shows, because she cranks out like seasons of shows, like numerous seasons each week. Like, the way I watch movies is how Faith watches TV, and we just don't really overlap because I very rarely have time to watch a show. And Faith, when she watches a movie, it's usually a movie that I picked, and she's just piggybacking with me because she's the TV person, I'm the movie guy, and we make it work as far as our marriage goes because we both do love TV and movies. It's just, there's not enough time in the day. I don't know if we'll have enough time,
Yeah, so I thought it was really fun to kind of do that. So this is called This or That Show Edition.
Okay, so we're doing TV shows this week?
Yeah, so I think we're going to do TV shows this week. Maybe I'll do some movies next week, so we'll see. The Wire or Breaking Bad, and give the reasons why.
Why I would pick. So basically, it's a matchup. So basically, one has to leave forever, and then the other one I get to keep, right? Is that how it works?
Yep.
So if I pick The Wire, that means Breaking Bad is gone forever? I still think I'd have to pick The Wire. Like, as much as I love Breaking Bad, and I think Breaking Bad, the worst season of Breaking Bad is the first season, while the best season of Breaking Bad is the
first.
Yeah, I just think that Breaking Bad escalates. Every season gets better than the last. We're just building till the end.
For some reason, I would think you would say the second. Even though the second season's not bad, the first season puts everything in perspective.
Well, yeah, that's
the second season really just shows you how everything ran.
Well, yes.
Amongst everybody else, other than the cops and the drug dealers.
Yes. Well, I'm talking about Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. You took The Wire.
No, The Wire, actually, I think The Wire, that is very different from Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, I think every season gets better as they go along, while The Wire, each season, tells its own story, which is why I like The Wire, how it's structured, how, the first season, we're really seeing just the cops and the, the drug dealers, and then the second season, we add in a different element. We add in, those port guys, or, the union guys, and then we add in eventually the schools, then in the last season, we add in the newspaper. I love all those elements of The Wire. The only problem with The Wire is that the ending, while good, the last season in general, kind of feels like it's jumping the shark just a little bit, while Breaking Bad, is always consistent, never really misses. But the only thing is I always feel more compelled to go back and rewatch The Wire, while I don't ever feel compelled to go back.
I personally would pick The Wire.
Okay.
And that was my main reason to pick The Wire.
Rewatchability?
Rewatchability. You took the word right out of my mouth. We watched The Wire twice through already.
At least twice.
I think we went through 1 or 2 seasons.
We watched the first 3 seasons again. Because honestly, it kind of the third season kind of ends the Barksdale crew story. And then we got into your boy.
Yeah.
You love, what's his name? Marlo.
I love Marlo, but I also love those kids are going to be forming their own lives and creating their own futures for themselves. So you see Michael going one way, you see what do they call him, Dookie?
Yeah.
Him going one way. So it just shows you, like, even the tiny kid, he shot Omar.
Yeah.
So it just shows you, like,
which a lot of people feel like that was a very underwhelming death.
Yes.
But also,
I thought it was shock appeal.
Well, that's what they were definitely going for. And also, you got to remember, it's very hard to catch Omar with his guard down, and that was one of the only ways you could do it. He's in a quick mark buying, what was he buying, cigarettes? And then just to have it, he wouldn't think to even, I have to pay attention to this kid walking around. No, he's like, oh shit, and then it happens. No, that's crazy.
Because Omar's always on point.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Omar.
Not the guy, the real guy.
Oh, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we were saying rest in peace to
Well,
Omar.
no, just rest in peace to him. Just like, that's why I think that show is just timeless. I think the 4th season really sets up the future of how Baltimore is going to go. It just sets it up. Everything in your life impacts you. So, like, if you're talking about Julito, that's the guy that plays Neiman.
Yes.
His character could have went a totally different way.
I actually love Neiman's story throughout the whole show.
I love Neiman's story because he came in there rough, tough.
He had a horrible mother.
Yeah.
The world's worst mother. Oh my God, the poor kid. He never had a shot because he's a nice kid.
But that was the whole thing, is like when you're led a certain way, now you can accomplish anything. Where Michael didn't have parents. His mom was a drug addict.
He was forced into adulthood at a much too young age.
So that's where you have to look at that season. That is my favorite season of all The Wire. I would truly.
So that's season 4.
Yeah,
I'm correct. All right. What's the next this or that?
How I Met Your Mother. And Always Sunny. I know what you're going to say.
It's easily Always Sunny. The greatest sitcom, the greatest comedy TV show of all time. Me and you watch that show all the time. Anytime you're in a bad mood, I turn on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's absolutely hysterical. Obviously, it's not a comedy for everyone. It's very, they go for it. Like, this is a show that surprisingly cancel culture hasn't gotten all of their claws in. We've had some episodes pulled, but
that I just watched yesterday, actually, was the episode Lethal Weapon 7? Was it 7? I just watched that yesterday.
Well, no, so they did 5. Yeah, they did 5 and 6, and then they did 7 because 5 and 6, those episodes were 2 episodes. And
I just love the idea of like them they're like, this is the best parts of the show. Like, where do we go then if we can't film it like this?
Yeah.
What can we? It was just terrible.
I love
the outcome. So that just made it so funny that they made fun of these people.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous.
It's like, come on.
If you don't get Always Sunny and you don't get the joke, which is that you're not supposed to root for these people. You can laugh at these people, but they are the worst people in the world. Like, that's their characters. They're supposed to be.
We know blackface is wrong.
Yeah.
They know blackface is wrong, but these idiots
don't know blackface.
They're arguing if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because they are that stupid. That's the whole point. It's like, you're not supposed to be rooting for these people. You actually, and they never win. And that's the whole joke, is that they lose because they don't deserve to win because they're that terrible. Like, if you don't get that, then you're going to miss the whole point of the show.
Yep.
That's why it's always been claimed to be like Seinfeld on crack. But I know what you would pick,
and
right?
then, like, I love, Always Sunny.
You would pick Always Sunny over How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. I love How I Met Your Mother. It's probably second, but I think Always Sunny has that the comedy that I like. I just
always assumed that How I Met Your Mother. You always tell me that's your favorite show, and you were devastated when How I Met Your Father got canceled.
My God, I was so pissed off. Why? I don't understand. The second season finally got its footing. The first season was okay.
You really want to know why?
It's the money. I know.
And that's Mr. Mouse for you.
I know. But it's just like, it was doing so good. I honestly think it has something to do with the strike. I think that they're not really. They got to cut their losses. So,
I guess the ratings didn't match up.
It was. But how do you start a show called How I Met Your Father and we don't know who the father is?
Like, at least give them money to, like, make, like, an hour-and-a-half series finale. Like other shows have done that, where at least it's like, okay, we'll show, like, a couple episodes, let's close the arc. At least give the fans, the people who stuck around, supported us for these 2 seasons, they can get the conclusion.
It's not just one season, because that would be okay. But you gave us 2 full seasons of a show. Come on. But How I Met Your Mother, to me, is, I would say, second. The reason why I put Sunny over it is because of the longevity, obviously, and it's just my type of comedy. It's my type of like.
Oh, well, I've always said that I feel like one of the core cornerstones of me and your relationship is that we have the exact same sense of humor.
Well, How I Met Your Mother was really funny. Like,
it was
hysterical.
Still holds up.
You know what's so funny? How you mentioned like Always Sunny and how some people don't like it. If you watch How I Met Your Mother today, a lot of those jokes don't hold up.
Sex lessons! What? These are 18-year-olds. Ted, these are 18-year-olds.
No, I mean, we actually...
The Barney Stinson jokes?
That character would never exist
Oh
in the world.
my gosh.
Which is funny, because Neil Patrick Harris played almost the exact same character in the Harold and Kumar movies. And, you know, Neil Patrick Harris, an openly gay man, playing basically the world's straightest person in Barney Stinson. But it's absolutely hysterical because it's over the top. I mean, it's really funny. Nobody is going to be... I hope nobody's out there like that. You never know, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of manly men that people, you know, they try to...
What? Manly men like that?
Oh, my God. Please.
Like that?
Oh, my God.
That's a manly man, right? What's the next this or that?
Okay. Parks and Rec and / The Office. You know mine already, so we'll discuss that after. But
yeah, you see, this is a little bit tougher for me because I do love The Office, but I think Parks and Rec is a better show overall. I think I get more connected to those characters. Like, The Office is great. I do love The Office, and it's probably the most famous sitcom of all time at this point, maybe even more famous than Friends. But I think Parks and Rec, I just enjoy that more, and I also just feel like the characters are just much more developed on Parks and Rec, and I just find them to be a little bit more warmer. I feel like they're a lot colder on The Office, if that makes sense. Like, I always kind of get more invested in the storylines in Parks and Rec more. That's why I can go back and rewatch Parks and Rec over and over.
that is really what I base a show on.
Rewatchability?
As rewatchability. Drama's a lot harder to rewatch.
It's very hard. Once you know the outcome of the story, it's hard to go back and rewatch that.
But that's why I feel like The Wire is so great.
Well, they close the loop in each season, so which is always makes it feel like you're getting satisfying
and you can
ending.
just pick up on season 3 or season 2. You don't have to watch the beginning to kind of know if you watched it.
No, if you're in the mood to go in there and just watch season 2, just in case you're into because that was my least favorite Wire season for a long time, but then I went back the second time and I was like, no, this is really good. It's just that it's a slight downgrade from, I think the first season's awesome. It still might be my favorite season of the whole show. So it's just in comparison.
And I showed you that.
You did show me The Wire.
And you know what show I really enjoyed? And I watched it prior when I was younger, but I don't think I got it. Because I think I was maybe I wasn't even 18 yet when the show ended. The Sopranos. I really liked the whole show. A lot of people didn't like how it ended. We know how it ended. That's it.
Once you get past that, like once you go back, because I rewatched it
like we
2
know
years
he's dead.
ago.
It's not. There's no chance he's alive. We know.
No.
We know Tony Soprano's dead.
I rewatched that show 2 years ago, and that show is still incredible.
It is.
It's an incredible show.
It really is. And it really, I think, people really put a bad name on that season finale.
Well, it's like Game of Thrones.
But Game of Thrones just...
See, Sopranos has a bad ending, while I think Game of Thrones has an entirely bad last season. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people who... And I am the type of person that needs to know.
Well, we know. I just do not like the conclusion of Game of Thrones. But I think some people
don't... No, not Game of Thrones. The Sopranos.
I have no problem with ambiguous endings. It's just it feels like they weren't setting up for an ambiguous ending, and that's why it felt deflating at the time. You know.
But how would you end the movie?
The Sopranos?
I mean, not the show.
I want a definitive death of him. That's how I would have liked it.
You would want to see, okay.
Because they were building towards the walls closing in on Tony. That's why we were in that diner. We knew that everybody that was there, everyone that's important to him, everybody that's there gunning for him, we're all in that diner. Don't stop believing. Don't stop. Cut to black.
Now, did you like the movie? The Sopranos.
Oh
movie?
My God, no!
You didn't like it.
The Many Gangs of Newark, or something. The Many something of Newark. I can't remember the name. No, it just did not live up to. It's good.
It didn't live up.
It didn't live up to the quality of The Sopranos.
But
which is a high bar.
I do love to see the uncle.
Junior.
Young
Junior.
be like we know how he really is. Like in the show, we don't really. He's
old. He's already old. Yeah.
So we didn't see him in his prime.
Which I honestly, that's an aspect of that show that I think about all the time, showing the aging gangster, because you only go out two ways. So like it's crazy.
He lived.
He lived, and you know what he's starting to do? This manly man. Showing him weakening. I love that aspect of the show. Showing, because you know what? We kind of go out the same. If you live long enough, you kind of go out the same way you came in.
Yeah.
Weak and needing to be taken care of. So it's to show that.
And somebody that lives his lifestyle doesn't live to that age. So that to me, seeing what he's done to his family, Chris's father, wasn't it Chris's dad?
Yes, he killed
Chris's dad, and like to see or have him killed, but like to see that to me was like. I thought that was awesome. I thought, okay, that's how he was a G. Like, this is where Tony gets it from.
Yes.
You know?
It's in his blood. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Is there any more of this and that, or is that it?
That was my 3.
All right, that's awesome. So that means we're going to move in. I love that aspect. Can't wait to see.
You like it?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you do for next week. Let us know in the comments. Do you guys like the this and that section? We're trying out some new stuff. But now we're going to dive into the Q&A portion, because there are a lot of questions, and we might not be able to answer them all every single week, just because now we're getting so much. A lot of different people asking a lot of different questions. So if we don't get to answer all of your questions, we move them to the next week. It's like we have some questions from last week that I didn't get to answer, and actually I'm glad about one of them, because I'm glad Faith's here. But from a few weeks ago, before Faith left the show for a little while, went on a bit of a hiatus, Kevin L. asked us.
Yeah, keep bringing that up, huh?
Yeah, Kevin L. asked us, like, what were our biggest pet peeves or something that annoys us about our partner. So he was asking me, what about Faith annoys me, and what about me annoys Faith? Obviously, Faith can't answer this question because there's nothing about me that annoys her. Right, Faith?
Should I go first?
Go ahead, go first. Go ahead, go lie to them. Lie to them.
He's a slob. He is a slob. You see that? You see the coffee just spilling off it? Now imagine what he does around the house. He's a slob. And then he uses the excuse, I'm blind, I can't see. I'm like, come on. Come on. What else? You dress like a freaking 2-year-old.
I dress like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is my spirit animal.
That's what we noticed today. Like, because he says to me, do I look good? I'm like, you're wearing a t-shirt and black shorts and a black hat. Like, he's like, yeah, I got my Adam Sandler look. I'm like, you are literally him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't dress all fancy either.
You dress pretty. Like, you like to get dressed up. Me, I'm not I would like a job where I get to wear a suit every day, but I feel like that would get boring, or I would just get annoyed by it real fast.
Yeah,
I'm very big. I'm a big shorts and t-shirt guy.
Because you can't keep it clean, so you would have to go get it cleaned every day.
Oh, yeah. I also spill things. No, Faith's not lying. I'm a slob. I got it from my father, also a slob. We come from a long line of slobs, so that is the problem. That's why when Matt was on the show, he used to get really annoyed at me, and that's why we had the eating segments, because I eat like an animal. What do you want me to say? I am who I am. I am who I am, right?
Yep. Still love you.
Thanks. What annoys me about you? That's a good question.
Nothing.
We don't have enough time. This show only goes for an hour. What am I going to start with? Wow. Okay, let's go with the worst, I guess. Worst is first. I don't know. You actually really don't annoy me, all kidding aside. I love you. The only thing I guess I could say is you can be a little naggy sometimes. That's for sure. Like, I know a lot of people have complained about their wives. We all know the Rodney Dangerfield jokes. About, you come home after a long day and your wife's getting on you about some shit you did or didn't do, or how you forgot something that we're supposed to do. I can be a little forgetful sometimes. That's not true. So
see, the problem with men saying women are naggy, right?
You could be naggy.
Okay,
though.
I'm not saying I'm not. Is we tell you once, right?
Yeah.
You say okay, don't do it. We'll tell you again.
Okay.
Not nagging. Mm-hmm. Then the third time, we're annoyed. Now we're annoyed. So. To prevent that, just do it the first or the second time we say it.
That's fair.
There we go. Easy. That is your key to a happy marriage for anybody out there.
No, that's fair. I understand you. I feel what you're saying. I will take that in.
You receive it.
I received it. Yes. Right. All right, well, let me open up the app here and find out what our next questions are, because there really is a lot. My God. This is actually from last week. You'll have fun with this. How would you recast the following movies? Titanic, Dumb and Dumber, Die Hard, The Godfather, True Romance, Goodfellas, and The Dark Knight, which me and you actually did answer
How
this
many movies?
And this is from Kevin L.
Oh, gosh.
All right, actually, I wrote this. I was going to answer this by myself, so I actually...
So, yeah, because I didn't think about that. I'm sorry.
No, actually, I wanted your help with this.
Okay.
So, for Titanic, this is really hard. I actually had Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. What do you think of that?
That's cute.
Right? I thought that would be a good one.
That's cute.
Obviously, it's Rose and Jack. I tried to...
I mean, yeah, if you're doing a but that Titanic is Titanic. You got to put it in, like, that era.
And Zendaya probably wouldn't be accepted.
Yeah, no. So,
no, I don't.
It sucks, but it's like history.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So, but that was the best I can come up with. Dumb and Dumber, I actually changed the sexes. So I had Kate McKinnon and Jennifer Lawrence.
I can see that.
Right? Because Jennifer Lawrence, she loves those raunchy jokes. She just had that movie come out this year. And I know she's a fan of Dumb and Dumber because she was on the Ringer podcast. Rewatchables.
I like that. I think Charlie Day, maybe.
Oh, he could definitely, if they did a male version.
Yeah. Because I think he puts that dumb, like, he could do it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he can do it.
So that one was tough. Now, Die Hard, I had Tom Holland as Bruce Willis's character of John McClane.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why? You don't think Tom Holland?
He's like a kid.
But he's not a kid. But
but he looks like a kid.
But he's a regular guy. You don't think you can pull off the regular guy look? Well, then I had in the Alan Rickman part.
I would think I don't know who I would pick for that character. That's something I would have to think about.
Now, here's this for Hans Gruber. Let me throw this out at you. Brian Tyree Henry.
Okay, I could see that.
I love that guy, and I feel like he never misses, no matter what the movie.
Yeah, but you gotta
remember him in Bullet Train?
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. But you can't just like pick your favorite actors and then put them in.
No,
like,
but I'm
pick...
not talking about Paperboy from Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry. But look, remember how he's doing the accent in Bullet Train? Like
Yeah. Okay, I understand that. I get that.
Okay.
But I feel like what you do a lot of times, because like you said, like Tom Holland, I'm like, I don't.
Tom Holland's actually not one of my favorite actors. I was just trying to.
But he's popular.
I was just trying to think of a regular guy like who could, because like you got to remember, when Die Hard came out, Bruce Willis was like considered like not Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. He looked like a regular guy, while those guys,
they're jacked. Yeah.
So like I was trying to think of like what a regular guy kind of actor would be that could play
Ryan Reynolds or something like that.
Ryan Reynolds he's too funny. That's he's like that.
But so was he.
He was cracking off a little bit of one-liners, but Ryan Reynolds is like full-blown comedian to me. Every time Ryan Reynolds, you ever seen Safe House with him and Denzel? That movie is horrible, and it's really because of Ryan Reynolds.
But there's other actors that could do it.
Well, I'm waiting to hear some good calls here.
I don't know.
All right, now The Godfather. This was really hard because you have to pick Italian actors, right? They
don't have to be, but they can. Like,
so obviously,
they have to be like kind of Italian, a little bit, or have like going up with Italian.
So for Vito Corleone, we're talking about the Marlon Brando part here. I picked Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm. I said that too.
Yeah, and then the only other character I could pick is Michael. I picked Austin Butler. He's the guy who played Elvis last year.
So I was thinking Colin Farrell.
Oh, Colin Farrell. Yeah, he could be, but he's a little too old to be Michael, don't you think?
No, not Michael, but in the movie.
Oh, yeah, Colin Farrell. Yeah, well, Colin Farrell has range.
Like maybe like what was the brother? Not the cousin. He's kind of like, he was like a brother to them, but he wasn't a brother.
Oh, Sonny. Not Sonny. Sonny's James Conn. No, the other one, Robert Duvall's character. Yes.
I can see him being like that.
Okay, that would be good. The Consigliere. And then he has True Romance. I had Tom Holland again.
That's what I mean.
And I had Florence Pugh as the female. Have you seen True Romance, though?
Yeah.
So you know that Christian Slater, Tom Holland, they're similar.
It's true. You like Elvis. You like Janice. You like kung fu movies. You like the Partridge Family.
Patricia Arquette, it's really hard to replace. She is perfect as Alabama. Oh my God, I want to watch True Romance right now. Can we watch True Romance tonight?
Yeah.
God, I love that movie. And Goodfellas is really hard because I feel like it's very similar as far as having the cast with modern actors as The Godfather.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to go there. You have any suggestions?
It's the same. Like it's the same thing when you talk about like these like mafia movies or stuff like that. You get the same people because they do it the best.
Yeah, because they have the look and they have the voice.
But you know what though? Like the Wolf of Wall Street, Jonah Hill's character, like that character to me is like such a big part of that movie, and he's so underrated in that movie.
Jonah Hill's perfect in that
Everybody
movie.
talks about Leo, but no one talks about how good Jonah Hill did.
And I think Jonah Hill took scale for that movie just so he could be in it. So that means he got paid the minimum
Yeah.
that they could pay based on their union contract at the time. That's just because he wanted to
me,
be... Because he's a comedic actor and everyone's like, you can't do that. Even though he did do Moneyball before that, which people should have realized.
But he did.
can
He
do
was
dramatics.
serious. He was funny. I loved him in that movie.
Steve Madden.
I think he should. I think Jonah Hill could do so much more. I think he's one of those actors that can just do it all.
I agree. I mean, Jonah Hill really does have range. And the only thing that always bothers me with Jonah Hill is you kind of hear he's a dick. And then that always like kind of sours me
I
on
don't
people.
hear that he's a dick. Heard it once from my ex-girlfriend.
That's true, but I mean, other people have said that he's a dick. Like this is the end. Like apparently, that Jay Baruchel and him really didn't get along, and a lot of
But
people.
I don't do that because what happened? Didn't that happen before when
With
you
Bruce
told
Willis,
with
like-
Bruce Willis,
yes,
and
and
then
Kevin
you told
Smith.
and you said, yeah, Kevin Smith said he was a dick, and I'm like, but you're just listening to one person. Maybe they had a bad interaction, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
he
when
gets
he got sick and Kevin Smith
he
kinda
said
pulled back a
he
little
pulled
bit.
back. You can't listen to everything you hear.
That's true. That's always I guess the big turn. I really hate finding out that people are bad people, so it really bothers me. I like to see the best in people. You know, obviously we live in a world where that's not always the case, but I like to think that most people have the best of intentions. And when I find
Hollywood
out
is
people,
a weird place.
Yeah, Hollywood is a weird place. And also, you're right. I can't really take every story based on I got to take I guess on face value, but I can't take it all based on fact because a lot of it is opinion based. So that is one thing. For the Dark Knight, I had Aaron Taylor Johnson as Batman. And then this might surprise you as the Joker, Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, I think he would be amazing.
Right? Mm-hmm. That guy has such range that he's so underappreciated. I think he's my favorite working actor today, Lakeith Stanfield. He is so good. Like, Haunted Mansion was really bad. Like, I really didn't enjoy that movie at all. But he was great in it.
Yeah.
You know, that movie was just, it was Disneyized.
He's gonna be in the new Jay-Z movie.
Is he?
Yeah, the book of Clarence.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Clarence. He's
That's
Clarence,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I saw speaking of the book of something, I saw one of your shows is coming back, the Book of Usher or something like that. Or something Usher. I don't even know what it's called. Power? One of the Power shows?
Oh, Power Book?
Power Book something?
There's about 4 of them.
Oh, okay, I saw a trailer for one of them.
So, this is probably... Oh, yeah. And speaking of that, you gotta bring back Stars, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Because it's the one with Tommy. This one is different. This one is more... I'll talk to you after.
Okay, that's fine. All right, next question is from Rick Rudemeister. I didn't answer this last week, Rick, I'm sorry. As movie collectors, I think we are general turn our noses up at theatrical cuts and plump for the director's cut to be the ultimate version of the film as the director intended. But my question is this. Are there any movies where you actually preferred the theatrical cut as opposed to the director's cut? For me, a notable example was The Warriors, 1979. One of the few times where I prefer the original cut. I actually have 2 of these, and you'll know both of them. Mm-hmm. So, Dumb and Dumber and Friday both have director's cuts. And actually, if you want to get the Blu-ray releases of both of those, you are only going to get the director's cuts. And I feel like both of those editions are a big step down from the theatrical cuts. They just try to add in more jokes, especially Friday. They almost alternate the entire opening of the movie and take out a lot of really good jokes.
You didn't notice, though.
But I was wondering why I wasn't like laughing as much, and then we looked, and it was the director's cut, and then luckily the theatrical cut was on HBO at the time.
Yeah, you didn't notice at first. I'm like, this is not the one I remember.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh yeah, because you didn't even notice.
I wasn't laughing as much though. The Dumb and Dumber really it just has a lot of extended scenes. It actually makes it a little bit more raunchy, but I just feel like it kind of hurts the movie. So those are the big 2 for me where I feel like, okay, I get why they have director's cut, and people always kind of feel like in comedies a director's cut. Same thing with Anchorman. Anchorman has a bunch of different cuts, but I still actually prefer the theatrical cut of that as well. So there's actually a few out there. Most director's cuts are always the best, but I feel like in comedies there's always a director's cut because people always want more jokes, and I feel like that always hurts the film in my opinion. Do you concur? All right, so that's Rich's question, or Rick, I'm sorry. It's Rich. It's Rich Rudemeister. Sorry, Rich. I called you Rick. It's my fault. I'm an idiot, as you know. Going on to the next thing. This is for me and you, and this is from TDG223. That's his YouTube name. That's Tim, though. Tim's a good guy. Loves 80s movies like us.
Okay.
So he wrote top 5 favorite horror movies for October. Yours and Faith's.
Okay.
So these are horror movies that we have to watch every October. And me and Faith actually differentiate on a few of these. So what would you say are your go-to horror movies for every single October?
So I would start with Scream
Surprise, Sydney.
because that's my favorite movie. Like scary
So
horror
that would
movie.
be for me too. Every October, we do like a Scream marathon every single year.
So with us, horror movies don't have to just be October. We do September, October.
Yeah, because there's too many.
We do like a soft launch.
That's why it's spooky season, because spooky season, once September rolls around, but then there's certain movies that we have to save for October.
Like Halloween.
Halloween. Like
Okay.
that. Halloween and Halloween 3 would be 2 of my top 5, Tim, because I think Halloween 3 is my favorite, but the original Halloween, it's a classic. It takes place on Halloween night.
So the first would be Scream. Then I would do Halloween if we're doing, like October. Mm-hmm. But I love The Craft.
I know
The
you do.
Craft is one of my movies that I remember as a kid growing up. We kind of wanted to be like them a little bit. They were dressed cool.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Cast was just awesome. I don't know, just something that I just related to because maybe it's nostalgia, but I think it still holds up to today.
I'm waiting for the big one that I'm surprised you haven't even mentioned yet.
What do you mean?
Hocus Pocus.
I didn't even put Hocus Pocus prior, did I? I don't even think.
I
said Final Destination.
You said Final Destination. That was
so
a big
Final Destination was it? But you are right. Hocus Pocus is more than Jeepers Creepers because I was gonna put Jeepers Creepers in there, but Hocus Pocus 100% October. Have to watch it at least twice.
And I don't love Hocus Pocus as much as you. Like,
Oh, I love
Faith
it.
is sick. Like, she watches Hocus Pocus at least twice a season. It's like how she is around Christmas. She watches. I mean, it's not even that great of a movie. It's good, but she loves this movie. Christmas with the Cranks. She'll watch this like 4 times a season. Like Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. Like, this is the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Because it's hilarious.
I know you love it.
I love it. It's hilarious. They freaking go to a mall to get tanning, and she hits her head, and she's in a bikini, and the priest is at the mall shopping, and the priest sees her like in a bikini, and it's just like, I don't know. I just love that movie.
I know you do.
It's so great. But let's go back to topic. I love Hocus Pocus. I can watch it twice. I think the songs are good. It just holds up to today. I wasn't such a big fan of the second one, unfortunately.
I know.
But that's usually how it goes.
Especially when it's a legacy sequel. We went from 93 to 20. It was almost 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
of course you can't get. It was enjoyable. We had a
It
good
was
night.
cool. They had a little Roomba.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, they had a couple good jokes. We had fun watching it with Matt and Danielle that night. So it wasn't the worst. It's good for spooky season. You hang out with a bunch of your friends. And another movie I would pick is Jason Lives. Now that's a summer camp movie, but Jason Lives takes place in the fall. Like, there's leaves flying around. Really feels like October.
Yeah.
I think they really captured that with Jason Lives. Where a lot of the other ones, that's why I'm watching them in September and doing the reviews for September spooky season, because it kind of is like just
Summer.
out of summer, like kind of August, September. But Jason Lives
But
feels like
your
October.
love for like Friday the 13th is so funny because you never went to summer camp.
Never.
So it really puts in perspective when you actually go to summer camp.
Does it feel like that?
Because that's exactly how it feels.
Really?
We my camp. I went to Camp for Camus, and we had cropsies. That was our Jason, and we would sit around the campfire.
Like how that
with
one guy is in
marshmallow-
2 is telling the story. I'm just gonna put it here like straight about Jason.
Just like that, and we would sleep outside, and we would roast marshmallows and make s'mores, and it was just like, it's the experience. So when I watch Jason, I get that whole experience back, and you can actually. I think my camp is actually having a 100-year anniversary. So if I actually go, or because Kamal wants to go too, my sister. If we go, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
And they're gonna do the whole experience with you.
Oh, that's actually awesome. They're still open, that camp? Yeah, I forgot you were a summer camp kid. I actually never wanted to go to summer camp. Not because of Jason, but because I wanted to play video games all summer.
Yeah, you're an indoor kid. I was an indoor kid too.
Well, look at me. Like the sun.
Oh, I was an indoor kid too, but this was the first time where I felt like I was, maturing, and I was away from my parents, and that's what it felt like.
That's true. I get that.
Sleepaway camp, not day camp, sleepaway camp.
Get that? Yeah, day camp was a big deal. I remember I was always jealous of the campers who got to go to Split Splash, which is a Long Island water park.
Yeah, it's actually one of the biggest water parks.
Yeah, it's one. I
America.
saw it on a Travel Channel. I think it was like number 2 or 3 in the country, which is pretty cool because we live like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, we're right there.
Yeah, yet we never go.
All right. So
all right. Next question. Did we answer all of them?
Well, I answered. Did you finish?
I don't know if I gave the rest of them. Another big one for me is, even though it takes place in the summer, Return of the Living Dead. I have to watch that every single spooky season.
Okay.
That's my favorite zombie movie of all time. It's a horror comedy, so I love horror comedies. That's the same reason why every single one, number 5 for me, The Evil Dead, the first one. That feels like the most autumn of them all to me. A Cabin in the Woods story, love that one. I think that's the scariest. So that's how I would answer that. Yeah, and then this one is, what are your favorite scenes from the following movies? The Batman 2022. My favorite scene in that movie is the Batmobile chase scene.
Oh, my favorite is definitely Colin Farrell.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my favorite.
What are you
scene.
showing me?
What is it?
Oh, come on. Still can't believe that was Colin Farrell.
His face.
Holy God, what are you showing me?
His head.
Come on!
Open your eyes!
And he's like, dang.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I say. That's the reason why I said that thing about The Godfather. Is because look at him.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's just that good of an actor.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like the chase scene leading up to that.
I thought that, and you see the Batman come out of the fire.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is
with
awesome.
the Michael Giacchino score that didn't get nominated for Academy Award.
Because he's like, oh, gotcha, bitch. And then it's like, no.
No, they flipped him over. He's like, I got you! I love that. The Ring, 2002. I'm going to go with the jump scare that scared the hell out of me in that movie the first time I saw it, with the girl in the closet with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's not a big movie to me.
You shut your mouth.
Well, you thought that movie was the scariest thing going, huh?
2 movies in my whole life. I don't get scared. I'm like desensitized to horror movies, so I don't get scared of anything. I've said before.
I thought it was sad more than.
Bugs scare me, but that creeps me out more than anything. But the actually genuinely scared 2 movies my whole life: Poltergeist and The Ring. So that's why The Ring holds a special place for me. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think the first time that we saw Andrew Garfield was such a huge
I love
pop.
when they're pointing at each other.
Oh,
like the meme.
yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home was great. Child's Play 2019. I've only seen that once.
I don't think I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah,
it's on Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky.
Yeah, I don't
Saw it once. It was okay. I just can't pull the scene off the top of my head. Pet Sematary 1989. There's a couple of scenes. Fred Gwynne's in that, who you know from My Cousin Vinny. It's also Herman Munster, which you should know that.
Oh, yeah.
But I love it when he's telling the story about the pet cemetery and everything. Something, just like the accent that he's using is great. But there's a scene where he gets his Achilles blown out.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Right?
Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah.
That is cringeworthy.
See, a lot of people, I don't like gore.
Really?
Gore,
I don't mind gore, but that one got me because...
Saw last week, and I'm like, oh, this is so gory.
Gore
so
never
gory.
bothered me because I know it's fake, and even that, that's clearly a fake foot that you could just cut into.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just the idea in your head.
Well, Fred Gwynne's face really sells that too. And then the last one is Signs. You ever seen Signs? M. Night Shyamalan? Oh, wow. This has another great jump scare. So this is an alien invasion movie, but it's really a very contained story. Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, one of the Culkins, I don't know which one, not Kieran Culkin, the third one.
One of them.
One of them. You could tell from the face. Actually, I think he's the kid from Scream 4. I don't know. One of the Culkins. Anyway. It's a contained story, but they don't really know for sure it's aliens, and then they're watching the news, and you see an alien walk across the screen, and there's a stinger in the score. Scares the hell out of you. I gotta show you something.
Scares the hell out of you.
Yeah, fuck you, fake. I gotta show you the score. All right. So that was a great Kevin L question. Kevin L, you have a few other questions. We might not get to them because we have some other people we have to talk to. Blu-ray Collector 18. So the reviews are out for The Exorcist 4K finally. What are your predictions? And this will actually tie into another question from Tell Him Freddy sent, and he wrote, do you really need Exorcist 4K if I have the Blu-ray director's cut? So yes, this week The Exorcist is coming out on 4K. Some people have already gotten reviews out for it. So I don't like to actually read reviews. Like, I like to go into it as blind as possible and form my own opinion. Then after I'm done, because I do love criticism, so I will always go back and watch other people's reviews or read other people's reviews. So I've only seen one thing by accident, and it said that, I think it might have been the disc father. It said 75% good, 25% bad. Like, you're going to be shocked at how bad it is. So that's the only thing I know so far, but my expectations are high. This is one of my most anticipated of the year. Sorry about that. Our neighbors are mowing their lawn. It's a very small room, I told you guys. It's labeled the second bedroom. I don't know.
Kind of like a closet.
More like a closet, so they could have said that we had an extra closet.
Like, there's no closet in here. It's really, really, really tiny.
Yeah.
It's about, how big you think this room is?
I don't know. I feel like I could lay across one
10
side
by
and touch
10?
the... Yeah, maybe. It's very small.
Very, very, very small.
It doesn't do it justice, because we know I always put the camera in a certain place, but yeah, very small room. As far as what Freddie's talking about, I believe that the director's cut is only on the Blu-ray that's coming in there, while the 4K will only be the theatrical cut. So if you prefer the director's cut, there's probably no reason for you to upgrade. But if you want to see the 4K with all the bells and whistles, then yeah, I can recommend you probably pick up the 4K, or at least just wait till my review, because I don't know if it's good or not yet. But I will know by Tuesday. I'm very much looking forward to that. So my expectations are still pretty high. I'm still not going to look at anyone else's reviews, so I'm still pretty excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's Faith's that's how Faith interacts with that.
I'm sorry, I just,
Okay, Stuart George's Home Movies. Make sure you go over to his channel and subscribe. And he wrote, I reached 100 subs, but are subs that important, or is it views or interactive comments that are the most important thing? Your views on subs, etc. So, subscribers are important to a certain point. So once you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you get monetized. So once you hit that point, then it becomes like views, likes, and comments. That's when that's how you make money off of YouTube. And you don't make that much. Like, that's one thing that people always seem to think. Like, once you get monetized, that's it. You can quit your job and you can just do YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You can just do YouTube for the rest of your life. Well, I've been doing YouTube now, what are we at? Like 20 months, 21 months? I have still yet to take any money from YouTube and be able to just use it on anything I want. The money just gets reinvested into the channel, paying off debts as far as the channel is, and that is really it. Yeah. But all that stuff is based on how long people are paying attention to your videos. So that's all that stuff that's important. You don't want people clicking on it, watching 20 seconds and click it off. Saying, you want them to you want to really retain their attention. That's the big deal. You got to make it as entertaining as possible. And that's what I was going for with this channel. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be entertaining as well as doing reviews. I didn't want it to be like, I could just sit here and be like, it's a 4K disc. You're going to have... it's gonna have HDR10 and Dolby Vision on it, and like, well, there's no fun in that. So I like to crack a joke here and there. That's why I got Faith here. She's funny. She's funny looking. The whole shebang. So, so you got to try and keep that's how it is. So yeah, but once you cross 1,000, you want more subscribers, because those people are gonna interact more with you. They like what you're doing. So you always want to see the subscribers going up, definitely not down. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Just try and put out videos that are more entertaining. It's really hard to run a YouTube channel now with all the social media you have to do as well, because you got to get it out there.
Yeah, and the other thing that you really didn't mention is the algorithm.
Algorithm is important too, because this bothers Faith a little bit.
Yeah, because you want to try different things. You want to test certain things out. You want to see what works, what doesn't. And YouTube really doesn't give you space for that.
No.
Once you are, categorized into, say for you, movies, that is where you stay. And you can't really do anything outside of the movies, or the algorithm won't reach anybody.
Yeah.
You could see that in certain reviews and stuff like that. Like, you'll get 7,000 reviews on one, and then the next day you'll get 200. So the thing is he has how many subscribers?
2350.
Yeah.
Or 52,
so it's not
like
not a lot, but a decent amount. But you would think, okay, you have this amount, now I should get this amount of views, but it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that. First of all, not everybody's interested in every video that you make. There's people who subscribe to this channel, they're just here for the giveaway on Friday. There's people who just subscribe for the Sunday show, Let's Talk Physical Media. Then there's other people who are just subscribed to the reviews. So you got to know that each person comes to your channel maybe for different things. Now, what sucks, and this is what Faith is talking about, is I'm also a fan of video games. I'm also a fan of wrestling. I'm a fan of sports. Like, I'm a big Jets fan, so you know that I'm fucking just dying inside this week. And which shouldn't be surprised at all, because, I mean, I don't even know. Aaron, how do you go down 3 plays into the season as a Jets fan? It's just like they just hate me. Like, I don't...
Okay, let's move on from the Jets.
Okay, but yeah, anyway, if I wanted to talk sports on this channel, it wouldn't work because the algorithm sees me as a movie channel. So I'd have to start a whole nother channel. So, you know, YouTube is strange, and I'm thankful for YouTube. It gives me a platform to make videos like this, but it can be difficult. So that's my thoughts on...
But I do like how you guys, well, you made it Let's Talk Entertainment and Media, because entertainment could be anything. It could be movies, but where YouTube kind of stifles you is the algorithm.
Yeah, which, you know, that's AI and everything for you. It's all just, they see keywords. Like, you'll see like a video like might pop off like crazy just because you hit it on a keyword or something, and it had nothing to really do with the quality. Like, you could have it make a really high quality video that you worked your ass off that everyone's gonna love, and it will do terrible. Or you could have a video that you felt like you didn't nail anything, and all of a sudden it'll do great just because the algorithm pushed it out. So that's one unfortunate thing. This one is from Rogue1677. He wrote, one of the earliest Blu-rays you happen to own. So actually, this is funny, Faith. I used to actually collect, like when Blu-rays first came out, I wanted to see them, and the PlayStation 3 had a Blu-ray player in them. I didn't have a PlayStation 3, but my brother Ryan did. And I bought 2 Blu-rays just to see what Blu-rays look like, and one was The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was the first Blu-ray I technically ever had. I just ended up actually giving it to our friend Alex when I got, because I moved in with Faith and I needed money, so I had to sell some stuff off, and I sold my Blu-rays that I had, which wasn't much, and one of them was The Dark Knight. But I remember The Dark Knight being a big deal because you could see the purple string coming out of the Joker's mouth. So that was a big deal. So that was the first Blu-ray I ever owned, Rogue1677.
That was a long time ago, wow.
2008, I want to say. I remember around Christmas time that year it came out.
Wow.
And it was expensive. Like, look how much The Dark Knight has come. Like, remember, I've had it on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So that was a great question, Rogue One. Thank you. Fightmaster, at Fightmaster. I know that's not your real name. It's just YouTube switches things up in the way I took this picture, so I'm definitely not using the legit name you probably want me to use, buddy. But here, your favorite TV show that's not on Blu-ray? That would be an interesting question, wouldn't it? And it is an interesting question.
Yeah.
So which one of my favorite TV shows have never come to Blu-ray? Well, me and Faith were talking about this earlier. Always Sunny in Philadelphia has actually never come to Blu-ray.
I didn't know that.
Nope, it's only been released on DVD and only a few seasons. They don't even have all the seasons on DVD, which is crazy because they actually have, we were talking about this earlier, they pulled some episodes that you can't watch anymore, and we watch it really on Hulu. Mainly because I want it on physical media, but it's not on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Maybe, I wonder if they'll ask questions when we go.
And we can ask them about that? We should bring the camera so we can be like, hey, when did your show come on a Blu-ray?
Yeah.
And that way we can, we could see all the characters. Because what was the character that they pulled because it was offensive that Dee always plays?
Well, there was 2. Was it the Asian,
well, the Spanish reporter.
The something Tammy.
Yeah.
Was the Asian one character she played. And then she did the Irish, the Patty.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
I'm crazy about yeah.
I'm just thinking of her.
Yeah, Caitlin Olsen is such an underrated comedian.
What did she say with the Latino one? She was like, she was
yeah,
trying to do like
totally racist, but
like
again,
she was trying to be Rosie Perez.
Yeah, exactly. She always tries to do Rosie Perez. She always tries that. She remember she did it. It's like Mookie from Do the Right Thing, and they didn't she's like, what is that? Who is that? They're like, oh, it's Rosie Perez. So she's like, that's not Rosie Perez.
Not. You remember when she went to therapy and she was trying to be
the Brooklyn accent.
The Brooklyn accent. She's like, that's clearly a Boston accent.
Yeah, she's like, no, it's not. She's arguing with it. Well, no, it's clearly Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting back with her.
It's not a surgery scar.
It's not a surgery scar. You're like, hey, come on, you hear how good of an actor. Say it. Say I'm good. Say I'm good.
Oh my god, that show's great.
So we'll do one more question, and then the rest of the Kevin L questions we will save for next week, because we get a few Kevin L's,
Yeah.
right? So Kevin, we'll save the rest of your questions for next week. So this will be the last question. It's the craziest Blu-ray packaging. So I wasn't sure if you're talking about like the box art design. So I had a couple of these, but like I always thought that this from Vinegar Syndrome was really crazy packaging. Look at the slipcover. It looks really nice. For From Beyond, Stuart Gordon's From Beyond, this is a great movie. Very crazy, but if I thought you were talking about actual packaging, this Citizen Kane is ridiculous. And I don't know if there is a review on the channel for this, but I love this. Amazing stuff. Watch this thing. Take it out. Think, okay, you roll it over, there's the discs. Oh. Look at this. Look at this thing. Here, pick that up for me. Like, look at this. This is how you have to get and then the discs are here. So you have to like...
That's pretty cool.
No, it's not cool. I hate this.
Oh, I thought you liked it.
So you have to like slide the discs out through here towards the middle, and then there's a flap here that they hit. Like, so
I thought you said he said what you like.
No, he said the craziest packaging.
Oh.
And
well,
this is absolutely
that
insane.
one was pretty good.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, no, if you were talking best, that's a whole different thing. See, look. Oh.
No, so now you got to figure out how to refold it.
Yeah, so like, all right, so N over E, A, so K, A, N, E. Like, it's a good idea,
but it's annoying.
It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I can see how that could be annoying.
Yeah,
because I would be like, what world is this?
What the fuck is this world? What have they done to us?
What did they do to us?
like if you're sitting there and you're like you watch this before you go to bed, you want to go take the disc out, you didn't realize that you're going to have to fucking figure out a maze to put the disc back in.
What? I think you should leave now. What is this?
What is happening? What? Yeah, before we get out of here, last show recommendation that me and Faith have probably...
We said this before.
Yeah, we're going to say it again, because I don't think enough people... Because I think the memes are getting popular, but people don't realize what show it's from.
Yeah.
What do they do to us? What do they do? Like, I think You Should Leave Now is one of the greatest sketch comedies
I
ever.
almost killed myself, Julie.
Why? She got me Cho jeans for my birthday. What are Cho jeans? 54-inch waist, 10-inch legs. Fucking junk.
Fucking junk. Oh my God,
that was great. Yeah. Okay, well, that is going to do it here for us on another episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. If we didn't answer your question this week, we will answer it in next week's show. But if you do want to ask some questions for next week's shows or some topics you want to hear us talk about, make sure you leave those in the comment section below. And while you're down there, do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check us out on all podcast services. Give us a 5-star rating if you're on Apple Podcasts. And after you're done doing all of that, just get out in those streets and tell your friends about us. And we'll be seeing you around.
peace.